Welcome everybody to the RGN Pro Series. This is our European region here, and we're in Group C. This is the last match in our Group C, unless we get a tie, and that is a possibility. If LDLC Blue wins this, we'll have a three-way tie. If ENCORE wins this, the Dream Killers. LDLC Blue is done, and we've got our two teams coming out of the brackets. It would be Dignitas and Epsilon. So, once again, I am Sprawl. By my side, the one and only Laser Jesus, and we are ready to rock here on Dust 2.
Yeah, that is the game plan here. ENCORE, LDLC. And yeah, interesting ramifications of this match. Really, if LDLC, win it, then it's going to be a three-way tie, as you said. But if ENCORE decide, they don't want to see another French team making it into the Pro Series, then they could ruin their day here. And we are in a similar situation with LDLC White yesterday, where they could have made or break one of the team's abilities to make it in.
Yeah, Team Acer.
They actually did that. So, teams, it's not like they're unwilling to put their best effort forward just to ruin somebody's day. All around good guys.
Yeah, no, and that's where I really like the fact that these guys are always very competitive about things. So even if, like, ENCORE, they don't have a chance, like if they win this, again, it doesn't really do that much good for them, but they still want to put on good performances, and they know that everybody's watching. So you want to make sure that, yeah, you're always putting out some good play and entertaining the people as well, right? So ENCORE versus LDLC Blue. We've got ENCORE starting on the CT side here. And we'll see how this turns out as LDLC Blue. Again, on the T side, they're going to pick up double flash and a smoke on Matic. And highlight player for me, definitely, Booley is one of those players that if he goes off, you might have a rough time.
Yeah, and on the other side, I like Tomsku. The new pickups for ENCORE. I believe their old roster was Zart, Natsu, and Kern. I could be wrong. Maybe Reflex is one of those guys, but I believe their new pickups were Tomsku and Reflex. And Tomsku was my standout guy on ENCORE. When he whooped out the AWP, things got tricky for the other team. And had this Finnish side had a little more time with their roster, they did decently against Dignitas and Epsilon. So a bit more time, they might have been able to make it out of groups in our tournament.
Yeah, certainly. We were talking about how maybe this is the standout performance that's kind of coming out of the lineup after some of that work has been done. But looks like LDLC looking for a catwalk play here. They've already thrown one flash up and over the corner. They're slowly moving out. We're going to see Karn spot the action, and with 10 HP, he's actually allowed to get back into long. So they take up onto the bomb site, and they take back onto catwalk, making sure they have control of that real estate.
Now ENCORE here, they're trying to retake from the spawn. Ooh, I don't know about this. The only thing they got going from them is they're all grouped up. The angle's not that favorable, and as a result, we see LDLC just butchering them. Only down to Tomsku, and that's what we see. When you rotate up spawn, their idea was to converge with their long players and then have a whole lot of guns aiming everywhere on the bomb site. But you need to retake cat in that situation, not CT spawn. Unless you have some tricky flashbangs and maybe some smokes lined up to try to deal with catwalk. It's so easy for the terrorist side in that position to just focus all their attention on CT. If you don't have any pressure coming towards cat, that's an easy round for LDLC.
Yeah, you saw how they worked some really nice headshot angles there from elbow and catwalk towards CT ramp. But here we go, B side execute as they're going to nade down Zart. And we'll see if Tomsku quick on the scene, if he can make anything happen here. Reflex goes down as well. And Petite Skill playing very, very far back here in position to take out a player that would come into Upper Dark. But it's not going to be so. Kern with his P250. Looks like he's just going to hang out at Xbox here. Knife out. We'll see if he can find something for it, but he'll switch back to the P250, and with only a frag on the round, definitely want to... Ooh, we will see Karn make it a little more expensive. He's knowing what I'm thinking here, so picks up a Galil. We'll see if he can take down XPG. Kind of camping out in lower dark here, and he would be $600 for the frag, and XPG is going to take that and be happy about it. So 2-0 LDLC moving up on their T side. And again, that one, they lost 2 members. Kind of standard for the CT side to pick that up. That's kind of the bare minimum. And now it will be on yet another eco.
Yeah, I'm trying not to show any bias here, but I do have a man crush on the entirety of the LDLC blue team. So, you know, I'd like to see him move on, but we'll see if the Finnish side can ruin their day and ruin their chances to make it off out of groups. And that's pretty much been the game plan of ENCORE after dropping their first match. Unless they win either of the remaining 2, they're just here to ruin people's days at this point. But it is great practice to go against some of these upper echelon teams. And now down to 2 people here. Not going to see what they have in store for us until the next round, which will be the gun round. Taking a look at LDLC's economy. They've suffered a few casualties. Not the best of anti-eco rounds, but not the worst either. So they're going to have a bit of economy coming into the next. What I'm excited for to see is this Tom Skuop. If the Finnish side ENCORE have picked up a player that can perform with the AWP consistently, you know, I think we're going to be seeing a brand new ENCORE squad than something that we were used to. But on to the gun round here. Going to be 3-0 for LDLC. Lots of money in the hands of both teams here, and make or break time for ENCORE if they want to, you know, shut that LDLC momentum down.
Yeah, now we get 2 ops on the field for the CT side. Interesting. First rifle round, we're just going hard here. So, Zart and Tom Skew both picking him up. Looks like Tom Skew heading towards long. Zart going to be picking mid possibly here. Now he's actually going to head to the B-bomb, so interesting. He actually might receive a bunch of attention as they're going to head right for the tunnels that they flashbang in. He finds Matic, though, and he's going to pop a flash of his own. They're in, though, and he peeks right into the flashbang, so that does not work out at all. Bully, heat him, take him down, both players in the B-bomb site now. We got to see Tom Skew and Nasu do some crazy things to try and retake.
Yeah, let's see it. That Tom Skuop, he's gotten 1, and Zart there with his AWP tried to thread a really hard flashbang to hit in a chaotic situation and peek with it. He tried the timing of it where it'd flash and then he'd peek immediately afterwards. Instead, he just flashes himself and immediately goes down.
Yeah.
That's a waste of a lot of money. And in Counter-Strike, after you lose pistol round, you're saving up for 2 rounds for that moment. For when you miss or you hit or miss that op shot, you hold or don't hold that bomb site. That's what you're saving up for to hold the previous 2 rounds. So Zart has to be kicking himself for flashing himself there, because he could have got at least 2, potentially even 3 with how that it was unfolding in the B bomb site.
Yeah, and if he didn't, completely different round. So we'll see what's going on in this round. Looks like they are going to force up behind the save. As they do have that AWP still on the field for Tom Skew, and it looks like he's going to be working a fast cat here, Kern providing a boost. And if we take a look towards mid, we'll see Petite Skill might be in a situation where he might get peaked, but it looks like Tom Skew just focused on the lower dark play. And at the moment, there is no one currently heading there. Bully might eventually, but the rest of the setup, we can see that the bomb is going to be... Oh, there's the shot that comes out. Bully goes down, so you're going to fall off a catwalk. That's what Tom Skew is going for. Finds the pick and falls off. I like it. Now, a little bit of mid control for the T side. They still have the bomb inside of upper tunnels, so I think eventually we're going to see them work into this bomb site once again. They like what they saw when they took in last time. But it's interesting to see that Heatum, for example, is taking up towards A, and he's actually providing a pretty decent fake here. He's going to smoke into CT spawn. So we'll see how much this actually pulls them off of this bomb site.
ENCORE is not buying it at all. They're going to be trying to rotate in early. Mad Z with the AWP. Petite with 1 himself. And now Kern, the only player outside of the site. And he's isolated by a Molotov. EDM with 1 at middle as well. Cutting the map in half. And that's a frag onto Tom Skew, who is playing quite well with his AWP. Hasn't had a chance to shine with it. And LDLC unable to plant the bomb just yet, thanks to a Molotov of ENCORE, and they're going to go for a boost. Petite has to be careful here, and they're going to re-smoke outdoors. This may give them a sense of security that they don't really have. If they do try to peek this, and ENCORE, are they going to go for it, or are they going to save here? it's time to make a decision. They flashbang in. Here they come. Nasu from up top leaves his teammate Karn all alone in the back of the site. I don't know if they know he's there, and he's going to go down. LDLC making their way 5-0. And on Dust 2, I wanted to say it's more, I would say it's more, I thought it was going to be more even, you know, the match being 50-50 thus far, but Dust 2 can yield some pretty random results.
Yeah, and I think LDLC Blue is doing a pretty damn good job on their T side. Again, how Heatum was working towards Catwalk that entire time, just making them kind of focus on other areas as well, and then we saw him kind of cut off the rotators as he took down Tomskew and CT Spawn.
How you do it.
They're just slamming this B-bomb site over and over, and we can see Reflex goes down, Zart follows, and now they are going to be able to get the bomb set here. So the best part about the fact that they're hammering this bomb site, if they get to a point, they can't do it. We talk about it all the time, the flinch aspect. If they take it and do it successfully this many times, and then they just send one player into Upper Dark, they're going for an A side play, or they send one to B and do the same, just send him in with a smoke. He does one smoke like they've been doing, and then flashes into it, or something that you can make yourself seem like more players than you actually are. That's the intention there, and it totally will pull players over because of that whole flinch aspect.
Oh, definitely. It's something that you can, you know, it transfers throughout all sports. You know, you can relate it to fighting. You keep kicking a guy in the ribs, and you keep kicking him over and over to the body. And next time you go upstairs to the head, and he's trying to block low. It's the same thing in Counter-Strike. When you're taken into that B-bomb site, you throw the same couple smokes, same couple flashes. Next time, you bring only 2 players towards B, throwing those flashes. You wait, see what happens, and then you come out long, and it's probably going to be clear because Encore is so worried about holding the B-bomb site, which has been highly volatile thanks to LDLC. Now slowing it down, LDLC, and losing their first player. That's going to be Zart lurking over the smoke at mid. And Booley looking to, he's going to get tricky here at mid. Zart re-smokes it. I'm wondering if Booley, man, Zart doesn't have any help, and Booley gets out mid clean. The problem with that op angle, if you're Zart, after you get that first shot off, you have to fall back. Otherwise, you know, flashes will come through. The reaction of Encore is to take outside the site with their B player, but now he's giving them B. So LDLC, once again, have made their way into the site.
Yep, they make it work. Simply bullied, working mid really well there. I like the pop flash that initially let him get out of the doors. And then, Zart couldn't deal with the heat that he was bringing. So now they head into the B-bomb site. Like you were saying, Reflex kind of gave it up. But looks like the retake looking all right here. It's only Heatum left. And, he's playing in the smoke at the double doors. He's going to come up behind them here. Oh, I don't think they realize this at all. He's going to peek out. They aren't looking up in the window, and he's not going to be able to get a single frag. So Encore, they bring in their first CT round, and it is in the B-bomb site where they're able to make the retake happen. So good stuff from them, but now, again, the mind games can come in. LDLC, they don't have to hit that bomb site any longer if they don't want to. If they want to shift over to some A-side plays, they can work some mid to be fakes or some upper dark plays as well to try and, again, provide that flinch aspect. But 6-1, it's very critical that Encore does not drop this round if they want to mount a bit of a comeback, kind of even up the scoreline, as they will take Petite Skill down to 74. Nice nade.
You have 2 players lagging.
Mid. Which ones are you seeing here?
Nasu and Kern.
Yes. Yeah, that's not good at all.
That's 2 players. I wonder if they're playing on the same connection or something. Yeah, both their pings are really similar, so must be landing or something. But with that high a ping, I'm wondering what the issue exactly is. I don't know if they have enough to go around. Perhaps somebody's downloading, but it looks like they're at the same location. Could be entirely wrong, but this should be an easy round for LDLC thanks to this problem Encore is facing. And man, they've had nothing but problems in our tournament. It's really unfortunate for them.
Yeah, that's not good at all, as, again, this was such a critical round for them that they can't really afford, technically speaking and literally speaking, they can't afford to drop this round. But it does look like Zart is back. Or sorry, not Zart, he wasn't one of the ones that was lagging out. It's Nasu and Karn here. So we're going to have a pause coming in. It will be another round for LDLC taking the B bomb site. And we got to figure out what's going on here as Nasu will go down. Again, just kind of standing still, not moving around at all. Tomsky will find XPG. Just trying to save this op here. Well, does he know? Lurking right behind him. It's going to be Heatum. Takes him down. Zart will be able to save his op, though. So, we're going to have a pause coming in, and we'll see what the deal is. As, again, Nasu and Karn both in a bad spot.
Right? Can't play 3v5. Some teams will go 4 versus 5. We saw who was it in the end there yesterday. I guess we'll not even mention that game. So 7-1 here. LDLC putting ENCORE back on the save after a round they couldn't afford to lose. And yes, we're going to take a quick short break, guys. We'll be back as soon as possible with 2 people potentially needing to figure out issues. It might be just a little bit extra time. So sit tight. We're as impatient as you guys are. And we want to get this action going. But right back here at Go RGN TV.
All right, guys, we are back. Looks like the technical issues have subsided, so we are going to see another rifle round come out for ENCORE as they are able to afford a full buy here, and it's going to be XPG goes down at long. Heatum brought down to 25, so no trades coming in, and still trying to push into the long area, but it will be Karn to finally shut that real estate down. CTs will have control, so 4-on-3. As we've got Matic running up mid right now with the bomb on his back. He flashes for Bully to get out mid. Good counter flash, though, as Reflex and Bully actually switch positions in the smoke. And I'm not sure how Bully was known to be there. Tomsky takes him down inside of the smoke. Must have saw a hint of him maybe on the radar or something. But nonetheless, ENCORE, they will pick up their second round. And I'm feeling good for them, as watching that last round was a little bit painful. So the fact that they come back, they get one more on the board. They're now kind of taking away some money from the T-side economy. Hopefully they can bring things back here.
It's an unforgiving game we play, though. If LDLC take this one right back. ENCORE on the force buy, but not done hammering away at this bomb site. Zardy, they got to do it this time. Misses the first shot. Now they're going to know. Hits the second one. Looking for more. That's 2 for him. Zart, it would be a big round if he could provide even more time for his teammates to come through. That is 3 now for him. Can't hit the flick onto Bully. And LDLC still with 2 players up. A little spread out. Bully trying to make his way in the site. Trade frag there for Tomsky. Mad C. Uh-oh, we're down to a 1 versus 1. ENCORE. This is a big round if they want to have a good chance this match. And Mad C lurking around the tunnels. He doesn't know that the CT has worked up in the corner. That's a checkmate position if Matic doesn't check it. And LDLC drop another one. Still not broken with their economy. They may force up just one more time. But ENCORE, if they can win out, make it 8-7. And this has been the storyline for ENCORE, hasn't it? We've seen them every match go down a significant amount and then kind of creep back into the match. Not to where it's in a doable position, but almost make it into that spot.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I think they played Cash, and I thought that they had some early success and then later. But yeah, they do find their footing at some point. It's just it hasn't been enough for them to actually secure a map. So Tomsky gonna take down Matic. That's a big pick early on here. as the T's Bully coming out towards Xbox. He's got Petite Skill ready to flash him in through double doors, and that was a good one. Kern fully blind, or not fully blinded, but at least slightly white screen, playing at CT spawn. Reflex is actually getting ready with a pop flash on the left side of mid, just in case they decide to bust on out, but an incendiary comes down and they fake the smoke into CT spawn, or they fake the smoke. They put the smoke down, faking that they might go mid to B, but we can see they are going to be focusing on long A here. Nasu inside of the pit. He lets go of his flash, but he can't get his rifle back out in time, as Tomsky will be able to find one long, though. But his location now known, he's going to get Molotov'd out here, and this is very difficult for him as XPG will take him down. So 3-on-3 as they're trying to get onto this A-bomb site.
They get across safely. Encore, please don't rotate from CT spawn. All right, they are going to try to come up from the catwalk here, and this is the better of the two decisions, but their teammate, Karn, getting aggressive at the elevator before his teammates are in position to help him out. But he is staying silent, so he's got that going for him. Now, here comes the take from the catwalk. They smoke off the ramp. Karn gives away his position down below, gets the frag. Anyways, it's a trade. 1-for-1 coming into the site. Zart can't hit the off shot, and LDLC are going to be able to snag another victory. Checking the Encore money. Oh, every time they seem to get themselves moving a little bit, just stop cold.
Yeah, just not enough. As you can see in round 9 and 10, the last two that they actually won. Round 9, they kept 4 alive. Round 10, that was a 1-on-1. So they had to rebuy a ton of weapons, and again, it kind of sunk any money that they had going for them. So now, completely broke. Heatum, he's gonna decimate Tomsky as he looked blind and just confused out long, and he gets sent away with the headshot. Now only Zart and Kern left. Zart trying to work inside of mid here, and Kern actually finds XPG on the T side of tunnels. Interesting, as he will find the headshot utilizing that P2000. That's actually fairly impressive considering he's facing off against the AK of XPG. So a little bit of faltering there from XPG, but not a huge deal, as they will find a weapon. It'll be nice if they can save that here. We can see that Zart is going to play an exit frag angle as well.
He's posted up outside. And his teammate, Karn, just chilling at mid. Hoping somebody crosses his path. But Zart able to get one. All right, that's 2 for Encore. And that's even more. So whenever LDLC do win a round, if LDLC loses next one, it should be onto a save for them, but that's how you get exit frags. We see a lot of teams, especially on our side of the world, that kind of neglect how to do that properly, how to stay alive while going for exits, knowing when it is time to, get out of there, and when it's okay to stay put. A little aggressive by Karn, but the other player, I liked what he did there, but make or break time for Encore. If they want to have a good chance next half, they need to win out now, and it's a good start or a good round to do it on, because LDLC, if they take this one, would be on the save for the next.
They're going to send Bully quickly out mid to B here. Luckily, Karn, though, spots him from long A cross. Beautiful shot as Bully goes down, and that kind of derails the plan a little bit here, as they were intending for Bully to just kind of get out mid. He's been able to in some of the rounds here, but it's going to be Matic. He takes down Karn, so they know that he's playing from long A near Car, as that's where Bully got dropped. So the smoke goes down from mid to B, and now the pressure is on here as Zart and Reflex have to hang on to this bomb site. They're going to take Heatum down very low early on, and now they're stuck in the tunnels, and they're going to funnel their way in. Zart finds a number of frags, 2 for himself. Matic now last one on the field, and it's going to be Zart to find the triple kill and an AWP for his hands.
All right, so Encore take their 4th. They win the next 2. Suddenly we got a 9-6. And Matt being a little T-sided, 8-7 is my call. That was a general score for Dust 2. So Encore, they're not out of this. But if things persist how they have been playing and how things have been happening in our tournament, something's going to happen to them where they're going to lose the pistol round, and LDLC is going to have a big score line. This is all speculation on my part, just from how unlucky Encore seems to get in recent times. And LDLC on the save here. What's the game plan? They got one player posted up in the tunnels. And he's going to throw a smoke over towards B. Look at that one smoke. One smoke makes everybody from ENCORE move. With the exception of their long player, everybody from ENCORE instantly started rotating their position. Fortunately for them, they were rotating right into LDLC, whose plan was a mid to B split. LDLC doesn't know how much they've conditioned ENCORE here. That one smoke, 4 players instantly started rotating.
Yeah, that's a beautiful feeling. If they look back in the demo and they're like, all right, we hammered it so hard, and you could see that they're rotating simply just on an eco, like you said, with a single smoke. That's a good feeling when you can kind of make your opponent move and such. It's kind of, if you want to reference like judo when you're doing throws and stuff, you do this push-pull where you're trying to get their resistance just so you can use it to your advantage. And that's very similar to what they're able to do now with this B play, but let's see if they utilize it as we are in the last round of the half. And look at this, we've got an aggressive upper tunnels play from ENCORE. Reflex lead the charge. XPG holds an angle, but Zart takes him down with a beautiful wall bang op shot.
He just threaded that one. This is some wanted, like Angelina Jolie type stuff. I don't know. I didn't see him on my screen at all, but still got him. Somehow arched that bullet around the corner. Bent it a little bit.
It's a good movie.
I've only seen bits and pieces of it. I always
had a
fall
game
asleep.
too. It was actually pretty fun. You could like bend all the bullets and stuff. Anyhow,
what I want is a Lord of the Rings Risk. I saw some guy picking it up out of the thrift store the other day. I was so jealous. But jokes aside, back into the action here. LDLC want to split into the B bomb site. Zart one more time with his AWP. He's got some work to do. Threads the defense, shoots right in between both of them. But the rest of ENCORE do come through in good timing. I don't know how it has taken LDLC so long to get in here, and let alone not get the bomb down. But ENCORE have a ton of time to rotate on through. The flank is on its way. Nasu coming in with the pop flash, and they're thinking about taking in before even the bomb gets planted. And here's a flank from Kern. He doesn't finish off anybody. This is now terrible for Nasu. He's stuck in the doors, and the bomb's going down.
Oh, and that pop flash as well. He wanted it to come in when they were getting the bomb down. Would have been a guaranteed one-on-one, but not able to. And heat him with a single hit point. Will take down Nasu, and they make it a 10-5 halftime score. LDLC Blue, pretty dominant performance here. ENCORE could definitely bring it back with a pistol round victory and some solid strategies from there on out. But definitely some impressive performance here. All right, guys, we are back in the action. Apologize for the delays. We had a mixture of Steam going down and some other issues, but they are all resolved, and we are ready to rock here. So second pistol about to go live. ENCORE, big round for them, as this is where they start off all of their momentum to try and bring this back. LDLC Blue, good opportunity to just get this done and over with. Start the closeout and finish it off. Starting off with the pistol round victory.
Yeah, and ENCORE seem to have a lot of non-lucky situations. We'll see if this B-rush works out for them. We got Petite Scale as well as XPG. Good pop flashes into the bomb site and a good crossfire by LDLC. Petite Scale, he loves this spot. We've seen him here before, and he gets 2 before he goes down. This is not looking good for ENCORE. Dwindled down to just 2 players. Flank coming through. Still nades left for LDLC. Here comes Bully, but they get him and they get out of there. Suddenly, this round changes dramatically because Bully wanted to take the fight right then and there.
Yeah, I tried to go into tunnels, and now they're going to find their way back to mid, and looks like they're going to boost up towards Catwalk, and it's basically going to be a free plant today. So what LDLC does have going for them is they've got a kit on Heatum, so we'll see how they're able to utilize. He also has a smoke as well. They do not have any armor. And they're going to try and force the issue here as they catch out Reflex. Big frag as they try and plant it for long. Tomskew, that Glock has got to be a sniper rifle, but it's not going to work out. Heatum takes his head off and pistol round pickup for the CT side. Heatum with a 3K. Petite Skill, like you were suggesting, really likes that spot, the closet in B, and got 2 from it.
Yeah, it's a really deceptive spot, and it's really easy not to check it, especially when you're rushing into the bomb site and it's just utter chaos. There's smokes, flashbangs, everything, and you don't expect the guy to be sitting in that corner. So early 2 frags for LDLC, but the aggression from Bully almost came back to bite LDLC. With that, it allowed them to get out of the tunnels and go back all the way to the A bomb site, and LDLC didn't believe that they were going to do that, still just sitting in B for a while. I did like the fact that they played together and took it together on the retake, however. Now, answer from Encore. 5 P250s coming up to short A. We got a player here that's EDM from inside the site. Chucks some Molotov. Going to try to delay them as much as possible. Rotate on its way. EDM already gets dinged. They're all over him. Encore. If they can somehow salvage this round, they're right back into this match. Lots of nades for the retake. Bully quite low for LDLC, and they're all coming from CT spawn. I don't like this at all.
Yeah, we saw this not work out for Encore in the previous half, but they're going to try and go for it, and they find a number of frags. Only Tomskew left, and he's holding at quad box at the moment, and they are tunnel vision on him there. He will get one nice shot off, puts Petite Skill down to 6. Bully was on a single hit point, but it's not going to make a difference.
Encore,
as
I don't understand. They didn't use their advantage in that situation. When you hear a bunch of CTs coming up from the ramp, it's hard for the CTs to take the fight that they want in those situations. It's much easier for the T's from up above to kind of dictate who's going to peek and play off of each other. And that's why you see a lot of times the CTs struggle in that situation. But LDLC was allowed all the way up the ramp, and that's when everything fell apart for Encore.
Yeah, like you were saying, when they're halfway up CT ramp, it's almost not 360 angles that you could be fought at, but it's definitely a very wide angle. So we are going to see the T's try and take up towards Catwalk. They do go down a man early as Tomskew dropped. That was courtesy of EDM here. They are looking to take up Catwalk. They are smoked off, but it will dissipate. So what's the play going to be? Bully actually playing pretty darn passive in the Goose location at A. It's going to be Mady C utilizing the AWP from Carr. They are going to be crossing the elbow. He finds the first one. Reflex gets dropped. He was the bomb carrier as well. So they are going to try and continue to take the fight with him. He finds another, but gets dropped. That's his cue. Bully peeks out from Goose, and now he will be able to get rid of those two players. So I like the play there. They position the op at Carr. He kind of slowly takes angles, falls back further and further until finally they get close enough to the site. Bully just peekaboos out and takes him away.
Right, Bully. Call him Ghoulie with the peekaboo. That's a horrible pun. I'm sorry, but it had to be made. I will not do it again for the remainder of the tournament. Maybe our next one, if they make it into Pro Series. I suppose I can count that as something different than the groups. But here comes Encore into the B-bomb site. Just kidding. They're going to chuck a couple nades and smokes in there. But, oh, Made C comes up at the Xbox. And on a anti-eco round, dangerous play only if Encore has anybody spotting mid. If you spotted mid, then that might get a little dangerous, but okay, here comes Encore out mid. This P90 of XPG is about to have a lot of fun. Gets the triple, totally blind, and the flash off of his teammate. Encore had no idea that he was going to be sitting there. Once you get that opper, you're thinking, great, now we can start our mid to B take. Instead, XPG posted up with the P90, unconventional, and it works perfectly.
Yeah, just starts up the lawnmower and just keeps going as that thing starts up and doesn't stop. So 3K for him there, and now we see Tomskew getting out the big green weapon. Will have an AWP in his hands. This is pretty much last chance, though, as this round, LDLC takes it. They would move up to 15, and the T side, they will have full loss bonus if they lose this round, but still, it won't be necessarily, well, it'll be all right of a buy. I don't know if they'll be able to get Tomskew in a similar op position, but again, we'll find out, as he is currently in glass cannon status, does not have any armor at all. He's going to be looking towards Catwalk, as Karn actually is getting aggressive there, and I actually don't like the play, as he has the bomb on his back and didn't have anybody with him to actually trade a frag if they were posted up on Catwalk. Now he will drop it, so it's a better idea if he is going to get aggressive. Mady C once again playing with his op at the car position, holding towards Catwalk, and nothing really going on as of yet. We just got the 3 players up on Catwalk for the T side. Zart in lower dark, and then Reflex holding an angle out long.
A lot of this Made C. He's got to deal with the opper Tomskew. Tomskew's going to be hunting for him. It's going to be EDM starts off the round. Tomskew beats the op of LDLC. Now allows him entrance into the bomb site. We have EDM here at long. Needs to stay alive because he's about to get flanked. And LDLC Blue thinking about coming up from CT spawn again. If this works again, Encore, they got to fix something at A, because there's no way LDLC should be allowed to take up from CT spawn like that. We saw what happened when Encore tried it. They got massacred. They have to do the same to LDLC when they attempt this. And allowed to come up, CT spawn again. This time it's Zart who is in position at the long, though, and he's able to finish that off. So ENCORE, they get their 6th round, but LDLC already at 14. And this is the storyline I was talking about before. Some of these rounds, ENCORE look really good, and they look like they're going to be finding their footing. But it's always way too late in the match. It's always when another team's just coming off of a spree. And if the pattern persists, I see LDLC winning this round. All superstition, however.
Yeah, fair enough. We'll see if it comes true, as once again they got Tomsky with his AWP. He's gonna miss this shot as they cross towards the B bomb site, but out long very quickly. Reflex takes down Heatum, but ADC able to fire back. Bully with 4 HP taking the fight, and actually was damaged by his teammate a little bit there, so they take out long, and definitely favorable for them. Because now it's a 2-on-4. Kern is very, very low, as Petite Skill did see one drop into the pit. They try and kind of post up at the cross, hoping that they were kind of halfway up and they could take some fights, but ENCORE going very slow at this point, and that's not a bad idea at all. They've got 1:05 left, huge advantage. It's round by round at this point, and XPG tries to peek out, and a nice shot from Tomsky is now only Petite Skill left on the map.
And reflex, okay.
Card.
I don't know how that even happened. Suddenly,
now it's a 1-2
team kill, and Tomsky goes down to Petite after a trade. This looks doable here for Petite. Both ENCORE members are at 100, and they do Molotov him off a cat, allowing them to set up however they so please. And Nasu with another Molotov. He does reveal his position, though. Petite knows he has him cornered on the right side. He doesn't know where Reflex is. Coming up, Reflex looking to trade off for his teammate, looking to take the fight whenever Petite decides to peek his teammate. Going up top, Petite can't find the head of Nasu, can't find Nasu at all, and Nasu's going to bring him down. 7 rounds now for the ENCORE side. Half of what LDLC are currently sitting at, but for the Finnish side now, at least they have put LDLC on the save for the time being. And now is when we want to see them build up their economy as much as possible. They don't have the rounds to play with where, you know, say they get up to 10, 12K and LDLC's at 13, then they could still lose a round and still have a chance of winning the game without moving on to overtime. But all their economy will grant them at this stage of the game is a goodbye after LDLC win to fight for the tie. So it's not as good to have a greatest economy, but you still want it.
Yeah, exactly. As we are going to see the T's take towards long. Nasu got a little bit lucky there as he went really, really quickly to catwalk and actually got caught off guard, was still pulling his rifle back out as he had flashed, I believe, towards mid. So anyhow, he does survive, and it's going to be Kern to take down Bully as they're trying to cross long A here. Zard in mid is posted up, trying to catch the rotators off as ADC goes down. Only Petite Skill once again. P250 in hand. See if he can find a frag onto Zard, and he will. And now, I imagine he's just going to attempt to save this AK-47. Head back towards T-spawn. And another round comes in for the T-side. Ooh, nice shot there from Kern as he takes him down. Just a small angle there to hold onto T-spawn, and he gets the shot. So good stuff. 8-14. 8-14. They're on their way back. We are going to see a buy from the CT side. ADC going with a scout, and oh man, you remember that play, right? Remember the jump scout?
Oh,
from,
yes.
Oh boy, if we see more of that, this could get interesting.
Yeah, and hopefully ENCORE doesn't want to test him. Like, when you have position on a jump scout in a jumping position, a lot of players will just sit there and wait for him to jump again and see if they could, you know, take his head off when it's time for him to jump. But already out middle here, ENCORE have position on Made C, aggression inside of the B tunnels as well, and they want to take the fight against Dart. They're going to go for him. They get him as well as his op down. This is not a round that ENCORE can afford to lose. And you get one taken out inside the B tunnels, but XPG still posted up, thinking about peeking him. Ooh, quick reactions by XPG, not quick enough. Reflex finishes off XPG as he tries to get the refrag. And LDLC thinking it potentially could have been A still, but still not out of this round. 3-on-3 here.
As they are going to take into B, they get the bomb set. Smoke off in the double doors. And Heatum is a little bit out of position here, not able to really help out. And yeah, it looks like the call is going to be made. They're just going to head back and save as yeah, not a big surprise. Edom was still pretty much at long A, and Bully made EC. They do not want anything to do with that. Actually, made EC was able to pick up an AWP, so good stuff for him as he drops his scout. And they're going to save for this next round. And again, yeah, upgrading from that scout to an op, that's a big upgrade. As we should see them force up around this rifle, as some of the players that did survive there. We got Hedon with 3,200. So again, they should be able to drop to their teammates. But Encore is getting to that point where things need to be taken a little bit more serious here for LDLC Blue, as it's not that they're not trying. You just saw some aggressive upper dark play in that last round, and they're trying some stuff where, quite honestly, it was almost successful in that upper dark play. If they don't get flanked by the players in the lower dark and they hang on to that control in upper, it could have been very effective. But it's going to be MadeEC posted up with a smoke on catwalk looking towards upper mid, but he won't find anything. He falls off. So early round aggression, though, from Tom Skew. Takes down Hedom and Long. That is definitely the opening they were looking for.
I was taking a look at what LDLC was buying. I mean, they bought last round, lost it. And I think when they're buying FAMASes, they're at the loss bonus where all they have to do is save one round, and next round they have everything. Instead, they're bringing a couple guns into the next round, and they're buying on top of it. This is allowing Encore every single round to have an easier gun round. This time, though, MadeEC doesn't make it even for the time being. LDLC Blue flanking in through the lower tunnels. Nobody in the sight for LDLC Encore. The quicker they recognize this, the better. Quicker they can get into that bomb site and get that bomb down, because the flank is already en route. And having one player coming from CT spawn, that's more than enough, and they're going to be flanking long. LDLC, they have a good read on the situation. As long as they can keep Encore off along, and Encore have no intentions of taking it. Encore, they want to just try to hold the catwalk. Taking a look at the smokes and nades for LDLC as they do trade one for one. They have a lot of good stuff to use to fend off this cat take. They still have 2 Molotovs as well as 1 smoke. All they got to do is smoke it up and hang on to it. No, they're not going to smoke off the catwalk. It's a horrible smoke. I don't know what he was thinking with that one. XPG, he's lost in the smoke. He's going to stick it. Can they find him? Oh, yes, it's going to be Tom who has the angle. But that smoke sucked. You have to either throw it forward onto the catwalk or as forward as possible to make it as wide as possible, cover up as many of the indicators, around where the bomb can be planted. Because if you see the box, you can assume where the CT is off of the box and where he's not. So with that smoke being a little more forward and covering up some of the site, then it would have made it a little more deceptive. But the way LDLC approached that in the end, they could have done that a lot better.
Yeah, definitely. As we see Tom Skew picking mid on this round, he actually receives a scout shot. Goes down to 34, but he finds his shot as well, as they're looking to take into B here. It's going to be Nasu to open up. Petite skill close at Car, takes out the head of 1. Can he find Zard as well, as they take him down to 12 as the scout comes into play, but it's going to be Hedom to get dropped here. Petite skill does have an AK in hand. They decide to push into this bomb site. Will have a decent weapon to fend off, but they are going to rotate out Bully. How tricky does he get here? He's going to peek out, takes down Karn and the bomb. Zard will be able to collect that, and Petite coming up from lower dark, and he drops Zard as well. So looking all right, but with only 25 HP, Petite Skill, and a bit of a bad spot here. If he boosts up onto the Xbox reflex, looking for his head, but this is actually a good angle for him as it's a headshot one, but he will boost himself fully up on, and that will leave his whole body vulnerable. And
getting worried here, man. If LDLC don't win this, they have nobody to blame but themselves, because they have threw away a lot of opportunities by going for these force buys, a couple of misguided retake attempts, and now it's at a point where Encore might be able to do it.
And we'll see here if that's going to be the case, as, again, they do have all the momentum they require. 6 rounds in a row, but MadeEC in one single op shot will take down Tom Skew. So now the entry frag goes to the CT side. And how do the T's adapt? Encore with Zart trying to push out mid. He peeks towards the CT spawn, though, and MadeEC follows him as well. Oh, no, not again. Nasu and Karn are back.
Is that the same people?
Yeah, those were the same people that it happened to last time. Well, then.
Well, and all right.
That's unfortunate to say.
Not much we
very
can say about it.
Yeah.
Horrible timing. It's been the storyline for Encore this entire time. Lots of frustration, I'm sure.
Reflex, nice shot though.
Make it a 1-on-5. Yeah, you made it look like the old op, where you can. There was a time in Source where you could actually walk with the AWP and still shoot. It's when they were just absolutely they were just breaking the game. That's what Reflex made it look like. But in this situation here, yeah, there's a double disconnect. Reflex going to try to come out mid here. And for Encore, I assume they're going to want to bring these players back in and at least try for the overtime. But we might have a similar situation as last time. So, guys, we're going to get this figured out as soon as possible. But what do you think, Chad? Should we take a break? You know I always like talking to you, but I'll leave it up to you this time.
Yeah, I think we're gonna take a quick break here, guys. All right, guys, welcome back. We do have everybody back in the server here. We got 10, and we'll see now if Encore can bring it back. They had quite a bit of momentum there. That being said, when those two players lagged out, ADC hit some really nice shots, hit 2 and brought it down to only 3 left. That being said, certainly you couldn't just count them out because it was a 5-on-3. But it is going to be Nasu to go down early on. Petite skill, working the NOA stack at the double doors. Big pickup as they find the entry frag here once again.
I love that. Still caught the NOA stack.
That's far before my time. I just say it because everybody else says it. Like,
oh, yeah. Hey, if you haven't checked it out, it was like legendary back in the day. But LDLC here, already with the advantage, 4-on-5 as Encore. This is their last chance. They want to ruin LDLC Blue's chances to move on. They need to end it or take it this round, and then the remaining 3. They do go down another player. Shu on the catwalk, working up for Encore. Reflex out the long. EDM posted up at the blue box, so it's a hard angle. It's really easy to forget about that spot. But he is going to try to burn him out of there. EDM stands in the flame for a very long time. Actually dinks Reflex. That's the meta we were talking about, Chad, where you sit in the fire just long enough for your opponent to think this guy's crazy. He'd be dead already if he was standing in there, and then you peek.
Exactly, and I actually don't know if it was that or if, actually, we're going to hold that thought as our last one alive, he's going to go down. I'm not sure if his teammate flashed for him, and I think he was white screen. I think he was fully blinded from that team flash, and he was just, like, sitting inside. That being said, it worked out perfectly, like you were saying, though, as we do see that quite often. But it is going to be LDLC Blue to pick up the map. There was definitely some unfortunate technical hiccups there. Encore put on a hell of a performance, but it will be just short of a victory. LDLC Blue, they create the tie situation. We've got 3 teams at 2-1, so we do have more action to be played out in Group C. Other than that, though, Group A is the only one left with matches to be played. That is going to be it for today, though, guys.